Find me on here, but I am live from the Sun Princess. Hello, everybody. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to see the comments really well too. So, how's everybody doing? I am live from the Sun Princess. We are, I don't know, we're one day away from getting back to Fort Lauderdale. It's like, the week goes so friggin' fast, right? Whenever you're on a ship like this, and we've been on here for a week. So, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully, some of y'all are gonna come find us. But this is, yeah, you can tell it's the Sun Princess, right? Because it's totally dark behind me. I am Walter, your independent travel advisor, and we are on the second to last day of our 7-night sailing on the all-new Sun Princess. This is the very first 7-night sailing for the Sun Princess here in North America. We left St. Thomas yesterday. We had a full sea day today. We're going to have a sea day tomorrow, and then we're back to Fort Lauderdale. So, Bills Fan 72, hello. We are having a great time. It's too short. 7 nights. This is not long enough anymore. For me, I need longer cruises. The next one's only going to be 2 nights on Virgin, but then we're going to be 16 nights on the Ozamar journey for Christmas and New Year, so I can't wait. But yeah, so the Sun Princess has been quite interesting. There have been some issues during this sailing. Thankfully, most of my group has been having a somewhat problem-free experience. Well, Cindy, how are you? You should come on up here. I'm on deck 9. I'm on deck 9 outside the Americana Diner. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm not outside the Americana Diner. What am I outside of? I have no idea. But I'm on starboard, deck 9. Hey, Eric, how are you? Good to see you. So the Sun Princess, she's had some issues during this sailing. Now, what we found out was a lot of the original contracts were up. So there was a huge turnover of crew when she came to America, and it continued. They swapped out some crew in San Juan. It looks like they swapped out some crew again in St. Thomas. So there have been crew swaps going on because usually it's no more than a 9-month contract. That's about how long the ship has been out. So there were some, shall we say, some growing pains on the first day because of all the issues with the new crew coming on, and I think trying to figure out their way around the ship and how things work. The app completely went out on the first day. That was not fun. And so on the first night when we went to dinner, there were no dinner reservations because they weren't working. And so we just had to laugh. But so far the crew has been absolutely phenomenal. Everybody that we've run into, our room steward is absolutely amazing. He just took care of the place. We're in a cove balcony. If you have not tuned over to the TikTok side, I've already posted a tour of our cove balcony. It's our first time being in a cove, and I was so excited. We saw it first on the, where did we see it? We saw it on the Carnival Mardi Gras. We were getting off the ship in San Juan. I saw these cove balconies down by the waterline. I was like, oh my God, I really want to try one of those. And we have had an absolute blast being down that close to the waterline. Now, leaving Fort Lauderdale, it was rough. It was quite rough, and we got a tremendous amount of spray into the cabin. In fact, there's these massive watertight doors that are right there that are designed to close on the outside of our glass doors if it really starts to get rough. But yeah, but so far that's been the absolute roughest, was leaving the port in Fort Lauderdale. Cindy, you've had a couple of glitches, but the crew has been great without addressing the issues, right? Right? The crew knows where there's some issues and things going on. We had an issue in Rudy's Sea Grill where it took about an hour for our dinner to show up, for the entree to show up after the appetizer. And, they kept us in the loop. Gladys, our server, kept us in the loop and said, hey, there's some issues going on in the kitchen. Your meal's going to be delayed. And then the manager came over. I mean, that's all we asked for. We know things are not going to be perfect. And she's still a new ship. They're still figuring things out here on the ship. Right in front of me is actually the Sphere. I keep looking forward because there's all kinds of stuff happening right now in the Sphere, in the Piazza. That's the biggest. So if you've been on Princess ships, And people have been asking me, what's like the biggest difference between the Sun Princess and say other ships in the fleet? For the first couple of days, I was actually like, I kind of like the Royal class more. It might be too big, but it's starting to grow on me. But the biggest difference between this ship and I think any of the others in the fleet is that the Piazza truly is the heart of this ship. On the other ship, the Piazza is, every night you're going to have a band playing in there. You're going to have some dancing. Of course, you'll do the champagne toast in there. And there might be like some dance classes and stuff like that. But on this ship, the Piazza is a performance venue in addition to being, just the center of the ship. And it really is a lot different how they use the Piazza. We've got game shows going on. We've got performances going on. A Zumba in the morning. They've got, of course, the dance classes and all of that. But the Piazza is like, it's alive almost all day long and well into the evening as another performance venue. It's really, really nice how they've done it. It's obviously really, really big compared to the others. This ship is, from what I understand, this is built on the bones of an Excel class. I don't think this is totally original, but Princess just modified the ever-living heck out of it. So they did a nice job. So that space is a big circle in the round, whereas on the Excel class ship, it's a half circle on the Mardi Gras, the Jubilee, and the Celebration. So, but they've done a great job utilizing that space. Running late. Hope you're having a great vacation. Thanks, Alex. I really appreciate it. By the way, Alex, Princess did announce the 2026-2027 itineraries. They're not on sale yet, but they've announced them, and I believe you can now review them on the site. So you were asking about West Coast 2026, 2027. They're coming. I believe they go on sale first week in November for the general public. If you have sailed on Princess before, they're going to go on sale, I think, Halloween. So Alex, your wish had been answered. The Princess 2026, 2027 schedule for the West Coast are coming within a week or so. And if you folks have any questions at all about the Sun Princess, how it differs and all of that good stuff, happy to answer. Aaron, how are you? You get a nice look at the Sun when she's docked next to you in Amber Cove in a few weeks. I'll tell you what, she is going to be a beaut. She is an absolute beaut just to look at, like from every friggin' angle on the ship. It is absolutely beautiful. When you see it in Fort Lauderdale, you don't really get a good look at it. It's when you get to the first port and you can step off and get down low. One of the coolest things that they've done on this ship is the gangways. I didn't even get a good picture of them. I'm so mad. But they have two integrated gangway systems. I've never seen anything like it on any other ship. They said it's the first in the fleet. But they have these two massive doors. I want to say these are like 3-story, 4-story doors on the side of the ship. They've got two of them. And when they lower, the gangway goes down with them. It's a beautiful 3-ramp gangway that goes down, so scooters can go up and down very easily. We can walk up and down them very easily. They're kind of this, trying to put the gangway out and then bringing it back in and doing all of that. They still have one of those for the crew, but for the guests, it's just like these massive doors go down, and the gangways are extended right from those doors. It's really, really cool how they do that. The first thing I noticed when I got off and I was like, wow. And like the Edge Club ship, they actually had kind of like a lobby gateway to get out from the ship, instead of just kind of like all lining up and being there. They did an absolutely beautiful job. So we actually have a gangway and everything right there as well. Hi guys, how are you? Hey, there's Tara. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I'm actually sitting on the Sun Princess. I'm on the starboard side. Over near the sphere. Like the sphere is literally right smack in front of me. You can't see it because it's pitch black. So you're looking back. That's the back of the ship, back that way. And our cabin is a cove balcony, which is below the lifeboats. We're on deck 6. In fact, I had a lifeboat scare the ever-living bejeebus out of me the other day because all of a sudden it lowered right past me. I heard the noise and all of a sudden here comes the lifeboat right by me. That was actually kind of funny. But if you got any questions about the Sun Princess and all that good stuff, just say, just let me know and say hello and welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, I am Walter, your independent travel advisor, and we book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition, and we're lucky enough to be on the Sun Princess with a group of about 37, 38 people. Just an absolutely lovely group of people on this ship. I love putting together group cruises. Cindy, the cabin crawl was great. You are absolutely correct. Today we did a fun thing. We 7 of our guests allowed us to come into the cabins. We put together a cabin crawl. I think there was like 30 of us all walking through the hallways. But we put together a cabin crawl. It took about an hour and a half, and we visited 7 cabins because, you know, you can see the cabins in the brochures and all that. You can see them online, but to actually go in and physically, like, see what the cabins looked like, that was so cool. We had mini suites, we had an interior, we had a sphere balcony, which was amazing. We had our cove balcony. I think a lot of people said the interior was like one of the most impressive things they saw because it's like a square. There's a lot of space in it. So thank you to Zach and Mindy, and thank you to everybody who opened up your cabins to allow us to come in and take a peek in there. So if you're ever on a ship with a group of people and you know you've got all kinds of different cabins, go do a cabin crawl. Why not? Hello, Gray Eye, how are you? Nurse Tara, how are you liking the cove balcony? Loving it. I would totally book it again. You know, the first day I actually posted a picture in some of our Facebook groups, but I had my GoPro sitting out there and it got completely encrusted in salt from all the salt spray kicking back over it. But I would totally do the cove balcony again. It's a really cool, so cool being that close to the water. It really is, and especially when you're at speed. When you're at speed and you're down that close to the water, it's incredibly cool. The cabin itself, beautiful. Really nice cabin. I want to say it's very similar to the standard balconies because we saw one of the standard balconies today and it was basically the same cabin. The bathrooms are so much nicer on this ship. Princess has finally got a really nice bathroom design. If you have not seen my cove balcony tour yet on TikTok, go check it out. I'll post it on YouTube at some point. But the shower. The shower is bigger. It's a glass door. It's really, really nice. Yes, we're very much liking the cove balcony. Alex wants to know, how is the food and the entertainment on the ship? So, entertainment, let's start there. I've been a little disappointed in the show. So the dome, let's start with the dome. The dome is definitely a disappointment for me. Some of the folks who have gotten in there to see a show, they liked it. The dome is much, much smaller than you think it is. You know, when you see the pictures of it and everything, it looks like this big thing. It's actually a very small space. In the rendering, they showed it looking like a beautiful pool during the day, indoor pool during the day, and then it would have a performance space at night. They actually keep a stage over the pool on the indoor part of it all day long, and they're working in there a lot. So the dome hasn't exactly been open this entire cruise. It's been closed at times during the day. And if you want to see a show at night, you kind of got to get in line, you know, an hour to hour and a half before the show starts if you want to be able to get a seat. It's a very, very small space. The show is about 20, 30 minutes long. We've opted not to stand in that line, just to be honest. I mean, you know, that's just us. Some of our guests have gotten there early. They stood in line. They said the show was absolutely beautiful. That's just not something we want to do. Hindsight being 2020, now that I see the dome and I see the front of the ship, they should have just enclosed the entire front of the ship in glass, a la the Icon. You know, the way the Icon did the overlook right up in the front, absolutely stunning. Princess could have done something like that with this class of ship, and the dome would have been much more useful all the way around. So so it's still beautiful. It's very pretty inside. It's just not that practical for me in terms of, you know, being an indoor pool during the day and being a performance space at night. The Viva La Musica, which is the only production show that we've seen so far, was okay. It wasn't up to what I usually expect from Princess standards. Usually Princess shows, you know, original shows are really, really good. It just wasn't up to the standards. But other people on the ship have absolutely loved it. So, yeah, but all the other entertainment, you know, the music, the musicians, the bands, the performers, everything is great. It's just the actual show, Viva La Musica, I wasn't that thrilled with it. Trivia has been a lot of fun. Princess Live had been doing trivia well into the evening. So yeah, so the cruise director staff, all of that had been absolutely fabulous on the ship. Eric loves steakhouses. Have I tried the Crown Grill? No, on this particular sailing, we did Dario's, or I should say I did. Rebecca does not eat meat, so I sat in Dario's butcher block, and that was a very interesting experience. So it's not a steakhouse per se, it is a journey through the cow. And it was very, very interesting. I drank way too much Chianti. I had 4 glasses of Chianti, which is not like me at all. I was just having a great time. The big key to going to Dario's is don't sit by yourself. They do have tables of 2. If you're going to go to Dario's Butcher Block, sit at a table of 6. It's so much more fun when you're sitting with other people. But no, I haven't done the Crown Grill. I have heard mostly good things about the Crown Grill. A couple of people had slight disappointments with it, but I've heard mostly good about the Crown Grill on this ship. So we won't be doing it on this particular sailing because I opted for Dario's instead. Great question. Aaron Ross, despite the long wait for the entree, how was the dinner at Rudy's compared to Rudy's on Mardi Gras? Really no compare. I mean, they were both equally good. Rudy's was outstanding, and what made it was the fact that Gladys kept coming over and telling us, hey, there's something going on in the kitchen. I don't know what, but your meal has been delayed, and I'm really sorry about that. And at least she was keeping it up. And then finally the manager came over and said the ticket never got printed. They could see where she entered it into the system, but the machine never printed the ticket, so our order never got fired. So that's all it was. And yeah, so there was a 1-hour wait for the entree to actually show up. But, once it showed up, it was outstanding. In fact, the whole meal was outstanding. I have posted it on TikTok so far. When I get home, I'll be putting everything on the YouTube. But for now, I'm posting it all up on TikTok. So if you want to see Rudy's, Aaron, just go on over to TikTok for now. Okay. Nurse Tara has another cruise coming up. I know, I'm so excited. Oh, wow, that's right, Tara, that is your first big ship. Wow. So Tara is going on to the Symphony of the Seas. That is an amazing Oasis-class ship. That ship has hairspray on it, which is such a great ship. I think it's like one of the best versions of hairspray, period, out there. Just a phenomenal ship. Where else do you want to go? My biggest tip for those big ships is when you first go on, everybody's going up to the Windjammer for the buffet, and it gets all crazy. It does become the Windjam. So I recommend going to Park Cafe down in Central Park, or go on up to the front of the ship and have the buffet at the Solarium instead of doing the Windjammer, because everybody goes up to the Windjammer. Do the Windjammer later. So yeah. Nurse Tara. Oh yeah. She's not doing Lolita. Hey, so thanks for the reminder. So we've got a couple other group cruises. So one of the cool things about the group cruises is A, I get to see you guys. B, you get to come on, fun new ships like this. But we have some great groups coming up. So thank you for the reminder. We've got Margaritaville at Sea. We got a Valentine's cruise in February. We've got an Alaska cruise. We still got room on that Alaska cruise. Oceana Riviera in June. We've got Norwegian Aqua is coming up in May of 25. And then all the way in 2026, we've got the Emerald Princess is going to Hawaii. And then, of course, La Lita Loca, our good friend Tony and Jenny B. Now, Tony and Jenny B are going to be on the Valentine's cruise on the Margaritaville Islander. So if you want to meet Tony and Jenny B, happens to be their anniversary in February, so they're coming along. And they'll be on the ship with us, and they're going to do a La Lita Loca meetup. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we got the La Lita Loca Triangle group cruise happening in April of 2026. It's going to be the Bermuda Triangle cruise. 270 people-ish are already booked for that cruise. So if you want to come join us, that's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. So... Okay. I love that you guys are having a whole conversation. That's what I love about this community so much, that y'all just, y'all get to know each other and y'all share great information. So the Sun Princess, the big difference with this ship is that it has a lot of places to eat. A lot of places to eat. The traditional Princess ships, you're going to have the main dining room, you're going to have the buffet, you're going to have pizza, you're going to have a grill somewhere, and that's basically your included food. And then you're going to have Sabatini's Italian and you're going to have Crown Grill. Usually you're going to have a Rudy seafood of some sort. By the way, Rudy is the brain behind Love by Brito, which is a new restaurant on the back of this ship. I wasn't really excited about going to Love by Brito until I found out that Rudy did the menu. And I was like, oh man, I wish we'd have made a reservation there. We're not going to do it this time, but the next time we come back onto the ship, and we will be back either on this ship or the Star, one or the other, but we will be coming back on a Sphere class ship. This has really grown on me. Now on this ship, the included food, you've got your main dining room. So there's two of them, and actually there's three of them in here. You've got your Americana diner. You've got the eatery, which is the buffet, which is served to you. Up at the Lido deck, you've got Lido Slice, which is the pizza. You have the taco shawarma station. You have the grill station where they do sausages, hot dogs, and burgers. Plus you have a salad station. So there's 4 stations on the one side of the Lido. Plus you have coffee and cones over on the other side. Now you got to pay for the coffee. You can just get soft serve ice cream, but you got to pay for everything else. And then there's the mixed bar. Then in addition to that, where I'm sitting right now, so this is the promenade. This is deck 9. There's another sliced pizza on the promenade, and there's another grill on the promenade. All of that is included. Plus you have the International Cafe. So there is a lot of included food on this particular ship. Then you have the specialty restaurant. So we've got the first ever teppanyaki for Princess Cruises. We have a hot pot, which is also inside the same restaurant. So you got a hot pot station, plus you have the teppanyaki station. Teppanyaki was great. We had a great time. You've got your traditional Crown Grill, which is your steakhouse. Plus we have the Butcher's Block by Dario, which is a journey through the cow. Absolutely amazing. We have, my gosh, I'm blanking, Sabatini's Italian, of course. That is very traditional. Folks who have gone there have said it has been very good. So Love by Brito. So now Love by Brito is the one restaurant that is not included in the Premier. So if you get that Premier package, you got unlimited dining. Love by Brito not included, but all of the other restaurants are included. We have O'Malley's, so O'Malley's Irish Pub. We tried to get in there tonight. It was just jamming, couldn't get in. And then you also have Alfredo's Pizzeria. And then we have Mako or Makayo Ocean Sushi. I think I'm getting the name wrong. Makayo, something like that. I'm blanking on it because I've only glanced at it. So there's a lot of food on this ship. So if you're somebody who really wants to like experiment in food, I didn't even mention the Sanctuary restaurant, and we'll talk about the Sanctuary in a second. But there is just a freaking ton of food just a freaking ton of food on this particular ship. So, hey Becky, how are you? Tony mentioned me in his video today. Oh, that's so kind. I love Tony. I love Jenny B. So Jenny B, as you know, she was a travel agent for, I don't know, 5-6 years, something like that. She shared a lot of great, insight and knowledge. They're just, I hope everybody gets to meet Tony and Jenny B at some point in your cruising lives, because they are just two wonderful people to have in your orbit. I also hope you get to meet Stephanie sometime. If you're not following Sean and Steph right now on social, you should be, because she's coming across on the Disney Dream. She's bringing the Disney Dream back from Southampton. Oh my gosh, she's having so much fun. So just two sets of amazing people that I hope all y'all get to meet. My dearest friend Stephanie, I've known her for 20 years, and the amazing Tony and Jenny B. Just amazing people. I'm so glad. Thank you, Tony, for that. Kurt, how are you, man? I'm glad you're having a wonderful week. I said the wrong thing. In that little text, I said, hey, I'm on deck 9 near the Americana Diner. No, I'm on deck 9 starboard all the way forward, right up till you get right to the Sphere. So if you're around, if anybody's watching this and is around, just come on up. I'm on deck 9 starboard. I am as far forward as you can go, right up to the back of the Sphere is where I am sitting. So come on up. Nurse Tara, what's the name of the show I was talking about? Like a speakeasy type of show? Are you talking about... I'm so sorry. A speakeasy type of show. You might be thinking about the Icon. Icon has a speakeasy type of a show. I can't remember the name of it offhand. The Empire Club or something like that. That's on the Icon. That's not on Symphony. So, Alex, are there solo meetups on Princess? Yes, every night. I think the first night they do it in such a way that like somebody from the ship is there, and then after that it's just kind of self-run. But it's posted. There's all kinds of meetups on the ship. So you'll see them posted in the patter or on your, on your app. I was about to grab my phone. I'm talking to you on my phone. So, Greg R. Hi, Greg. How are you? Is it hard getting into the specialty restaurants now with it included with premium? So when we first booked all of our restaurants, they were in the original configuration. And then as you may be aware, Princess did a switcheroo with about 6 restaurants. When they did the big switcheroo, one of our guests noticed that suddenly there were more seats available. So we didn't have any problem getting the ones we wanted. So we've done Dario's, Teppanyaki, Rudy's. Those are the 3 that we have done. And we had Rudy's, Teppanyaki, Dario's. Oh, and we did Spellbound. And I'll just talk to you about Spellbound in a second. But we didn't have any problems getting it. Now, some of our guests did have a few issues getting them, but you could also try again once you got onto the ship. So I'd be very curious to know how many people have Premier. Now, with the launch of the Sanctuary Club, all of the suites automatically have Premier now. If you book a suite on the Sun Princess, you are now part of the Sanctuary Club. You will have Premier. If you book the mini suite categories that are Sanctuary, you will have Premier added to your cabin. And there is one balcony stateroom, I think it's D0 or DO. That is a Sanctuary level, and you will have Premier. But I don't know how many people actually have Premier. I've been wondering if at some point Princess is going to have to cap it, basically capacity control Premier, because, if everybody has it, then nobody's going to be able to book the dining. We did not have any difficulty ourselves. I think I did, but okay. So let's talk about Spellbound. Number 1, it is a 4-hour experience. 4 hours. So you get 2 seatings. I would highly recommend the first seating. I want to say it's like around 5:30 or 6, because it is a 4-hour experience. We had the 8 o'clock seating. Guess what time we got out? Right at midnight, literally 11:59. He finished the show. So right now it is a 4-hour commitment to go to Spellbound, because you have dinner for about an hour and 45 minutes, and then they take you behind the black door. So when the evening starts, you meet in the Sanctuary restaurant. There is a special section of the Sanctuary restaurant in the back that is dedicated just to Spellbound and the meal. I had heard some people complaining about, well, the meal wasn't that great. I thought the meal was outstanding. It was a really, really good meal. Then the gatekeeper, the doorkeeper, whatever they're called, they have this really cute outfit on. They come and get you at the restaurant. They take you row by row. There's 3 or 4 rows in the restaurant, and they take us row by row into the behind the black door. Once you go behind the black door, it's sort of kind of like Disney's Haunted Mansion. Sort of kind of. And the Twilight Zone. It's kind of like a mix between the two, where you're brought into a room and you learn the backstory of the Magic Castle, which is actually kind of cool. It's actually a true story of the origins of the original Magic Castle in LA, which is actually kind of cool. Then the door opens and you're let out into the music room and the bar. And once you're in the music room, you can ask the invisible piano player to play a song for you. They have really, really good drinks. And then at some point, a magician is going to do a sleight of hand show. I want to say it was 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of a show. It was phenomenal. We're like right on him, and he is making stuff disappear. He's changing coins into magic 8 balls and into green apples, and like we're like literally right on him. There's nowhere for him to hide anything. Of course, he's doing it, but people are watching from angle and on him, and none of us are like, we're all looking at each other like, what happened? What just happened? I love close-up magic. So So that's the first part of the show. So you're in the bar and you have your drinks, and then you see this little sleight of hand magic, which was awesome. Then they take you into the main theater. It only holds about 30 people. This whole event is only about 30 people. And then the main magician does a show. I want to say it was 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. Again, phenomenal. We're sitting so close to him. And the last trick just absolutely blew my freaking mind. I don't know how he did it. It was one of those big numbers tricks. You know, call out numbers, call out dates, call out this, da 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 da, and it all came back at the end to equal something that just blew our minds. So Spellbound was an amazing experience. I just wish I would have known it was 4 hours, because I never would have booked the 8 o'clock. I would have booked the 6 o'clock. So we would have been done at 10 o'clock, because after the show is over, you can hang out in the bar until midnight. So had we done the early show, we could have then come back out to the bar and just really enjoyed, you know, everything that there was to see. There's a ton of stuff to see on the walls, a ton of stuff to see all around the space. So that's my big tip. If you're going to do Spellbound, do the early show. Don't do the late dinner. Now there was some talk. Rebecca, I believe, heard some rumors that possibly on the last night of the cruise, they may be selling just the magic experience. And if they sold just the magic experience, I would totally do it again. I don't know that I would do the whole experience with the dinner again, but to do the magic experience again, I would 100% do the magic experience again. It was absolutely freaking unbelievable. So, oh, did you guys lose the feed for a while? Okay. You know what? It is amazing how good the Wi-Fi is here. I've got a repeater right here. I've got a repeater right there. So the fact that I'm actually sitting out here on the promenade is absolutely amazing. I could actually move and get myself even closer to the repeater, but I think we're in a good spot here. Is it okay, guys? Is it all right there? Or is it still all gone? So, Aaron, can I explain the difference between the dome and the sphere? Oh, that's a really good question. I like that. Thank you. You know, maybe I should just move over and get tucked up a little closer to one of these repeaters. But you guys let me know, you know, if it goes out again. But I'm here. Okay, so really good question. Aaron said, what is the difference between the sphere and the dome? Well, first of all, the sphere is the big circle that's in the middle of the ship. So when you're looking at the ship from the side, you see this big sphere coming out of both sides of the ship. So that is the sphere. The bottom third of that is the piazza. It is all natural streaming light on decks 7, 8, and 9. Streaming into the piazza. It is absolutely stonking beautiful. When you're sitting inside, you're looking out, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, it makes a statement on the side of the ship. It just really looks cool. The top 2/3 of it, those are cabins. Those are balcony cabins. And in fact, we got the tour one today. I just shot some video of it a little while ago. So the sphere is a living space for the ship. It is the heart of the ship. The piazza is basically the heart of the entire ship. And then you've got balconies up top, and it's just a beautiful image, the way they did it all up in black. So that's the sphere. Then the dome is up on top of the ship. That's the bubble that you see up on top of the ship, up in the front. The way they described it, it was going to be a natural relaxation spot during the day with a pool, indoor pool. And then at night, it would turn into a performance venue. And it looked huge on all the renderings. You know, it looked like it was going to be this big space. And then once you actually walk in there, it is very pretty. However, it doesn't come off as beautiful and as glamorous, and certainly not nearly as large as you thought it was going to be. It's almost too small to be practical as a performance space and as a indoor pool area, especially since they leave the stage sitting on top of the pool the whole time. Now, like Rebecca said, it's not covering a ton of the pool, but it just visually it doesn't look very appealing just to have this stage sitting on top of the pool, but it stays there permanently. So it has beautiful padded loungers. When the space is open, it's really nice. It has beautiful padded loungers. It has some tables up in the back. But then if you want to see the show at night, you got to get there at least an hour early. Some people have said they've shown up 90 minutes early to see the show. And then the show is 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. And it's like a Cirque du Soleil kind of show. You know, it's a suspension show. So that's the dome. So the dome is a relaxation, and it's an indoor pool and a performance venue at night. And the sphere is the living heart of the ship that is both the piazza and then actual cabins up above. So great question, Aaron. Really good. You always come up with good ones. So thank you. So the feed is good now. Mike Garcia, what's the cost of our trip? God, what was the cost of the Cove balcony? One thing I will say is that it went up a lot from when we started. So we booked the cruise well over a year ago. We started this group well over a year ago. And as we got closer, I know that our cabin went up at least 50% between the time we booked and when we came on. That's such a great question. I don't know. I'll have to, you know what I have to do? I'll have to go back and look and then put it in the comments after the show. I don't remember, to be honest with you. We did pay for the cabin. That's one of the things about being a travel agent. Everybody's like, oh, you get to travel for free all the time. No, we don't. We do get reduced rates from time to time, but not on a new ship, certainly. So I don't know, but we have the Cove balcony and we have the original Premier package. So that means we don't have unlimited dining. We were still limited to 2 specialty dining meals. We opted not to upgrade. In hindsight, we probably should have, but we opted not to upgrade. That's a great question. I will go back and find out. And if you come back to this live later on, look down in the comments, and I'll put in what the stateroom was. So sorry about that. Demi, what cruise line? Great question. We're sitting on the Sun Princess, the brand new Sun Princess from Princess Cruises. This is the very first 7-night cruise here in the Americas. She just made the crossing, 2 weeks ago? We were supposed to be at a big party on December 10th with Tony and Jenny B and Don and everybody, and then stupid Uncle Milton came through and messed everything up. So now we're here for a whole week. We've got, I think, 37 people with us in a group, and we're all having a great time. I tell you, I love doing these group cruises because I love getting the opportunity to actually meet you guys. It's just really, really cool. Are those balconies in the sphere inward facing, like facing the piazza? No, Aaron, they are standard balconies, and what they have, well, actually, I shouldn't say they're standard balconies. They're outward facing balconies, but they're long. You will see, I'll post a video tomorrow on YouTube. One of our guests graciously allowed me to go in there and film. I'll be filming a sanctuary class mini suite tomorrow. I've got beautiful footage of the sanctuary itself. I'll talk about the sanctuary a little bit more in just a minute. This is their answer to the retreat from Celebrity or the Yacht Club or the Haven. I think the sanctuary that is on this ship is going to give the retreat a run for its money. I really do. And if they bring the sanctuary to the Royal class ships, that's going to really be something. I mean, right now, the limitation of a Sanctuary Club is this is the only ship that's doing it. So if you want to do it, you got to take one of these itineraries. But once they start putting it out onto some of those other ships, you're going to have a real alternative to the retreat on Celebrity with more inclusion. So, Kurt, yeah, so your sphere balcony is long, and you got the 2 lounge chairs and 2 regular chairs. So it is a very long balcony, and in some cases, especially the lower balconies that are really long, it's a little bit of a tunnel effect, because as you know, when you come out onto a balcony, there's a privacy wall on both sides so that you can have privacy from your neighbors. Well, when you have I don't know, I'm looking up there right now, I'm going to guess like a 10-foot long balcony. I mean, seriously, a 10-foot long balcony, you're going to have a very long privacy wall going between you. So it kind of creates a tunnel effect, especially on the lower ones. Now, the one that I did the video on is up on deck 14. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's plenty of daylight coming in and stuff like that. So, yeah, really, really nice. Alex, am I planning to do the live on Sunday? Yeah. We're going to be home Saturday afternoon. The ship comes in on Saturday. Hopefully, by 7. We're planning to be walking off the ship by 7. Got about a 3.5-hour drive home. We parked the car right at the port. So we got about a 3.5-hour drive to go home once we get in the car. So yeah, Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, we will be live on TikTok, YouTube, the whole 9 yards, just like we normally do. But I try to do the Thursday night lives with the guests, and I just figure, what the heck? You would not believe how beautiful it is out here right now. I mean, there is no humidity. It's a lovely breeze coming across right now. It is absolutely stonking beautiful. So, yeah. Oh yeah, no, you're not rushing to vacation, Alex. Don't worry. I mean, we're all getting depressed already. Tomorrow's the last sea day. Oh hey, so you know what they got on this ship? They got affogatos. They have affogatos. The MSC Seaside's still better, but we have affogatos and they're pretty doggone good. Trivia is still great. You know, they're running trivia until like 10 o'clock at night in Princess Live. I'm absolutely loving that. What else we got? Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Oh, thank you so much, Eric. And I will remind you that if you're new to the channel, you know, first of all, thank you. We invite you to subscribe, share, like, do all those wonderful things that YouTube loves for you to do. But more importantly, our services are 100% free to you. So if we can help you plan your travels, yes, we're on a cruise ship, but we do cruises, land, luxury, and expedition. Our land business is actually growing pretty rapidly. Y'all are starting to say, you know what, yeah, we're liking the cruises, but what else can we do on land? You know, because keep in mind, when you're on land, you can very often do more. Because the ship is a great way to sample. You know, the cruises are great ways to sample. You sample this place, you sample that place, and then you go, ooh, I'd like to go back there for a week. We met a couple in San Juan. We were doing a food tour who had cruised to San Juan, and they were staying there for a week. And that's exactly, you know, a wonderful way to do cruising, where you get to sample. They're like, oh yeah, we really like San Juan. We wanted to stay here longer. It was absolutely great. So, O'Malley's was great but small. That is a very valid point. We just tried to get in there tonight. Did not happen. How does their old fashioned hold up? So the old fashioned that I have had so far have been okay. Now, Mary, who is on the ship with us right now, we have a big group chat running. She just told me where to go get the best old fashioned. So I'll be trying that either later tonight or tomorrow. I want to say it was up near the pool is where she said, like up on the Lido is where she said to get it, which would really surprise me. I want to actually, that's one of the things I want to try in O'Malley's. You know, my dear friend Sean, we lost him 3 years ago. And I still have his bottle of Jameson Irish whiskey. And I would like to get a Jameson Old Fashioned in his honor. So, yeah. And cheers to Stephanie, who is on the Disney Dream coming back right now from Southampton. I'm so proud of her. So incredibly proud of her. So you need trivia help. That would be Mindy, my second wife, who is down in Princess Live right now doing trivia. So Princess Live is really cool. That is, they have the Explorers Lounge on some of the older ships. And the newer ship, they have Princess Live. That's where they do a lot of trivia. They do comedy. They do all kinds of stuff there, which is a lot of fun. So Mindy, I'm sorry, I'm doing a live right now. I'm just talking to some folks about the Amazing Sun Princess. Now the Sanctuary. If you have been on a princess ship, you know that the first thing you do when you get onto a princess ship is you run up to the Sanctuary and you book it. You know, you book it for the day, you book it for sea days, you book it for the week, you book it for whatever. On the Sun Princess, as of her arrival here in the United States, Sanctuary is now part of the Sanctuary Club. It is their answer to the Retreat. So you can't book it anymore. You must be booked in a Sanctuary Club stateroom. So all of the suites, you know, every suite on this ship is considered a Sanctuary Club. There are 2 categories of mini suites that are Sanctuary. There is 1 category of balcony that is a mini suite. Now, the Sphere balconies are not Sanctuary. There may be one, I'm trying to remember if there are any D0s in the Sphere. But the Sphere balconies are deluxe balconies, and I'm looking up because I'm looking right at the Sphere right here in front of me. It's too dark to show you. You'd never see it. But I'm trying to remember if any of the Sphere balconies are the D0 category. It's just one category called D0 that allows you access. So if you want to get into the Sanctuary, you need to have access to it via your particular stateroom category. You cannot pay to get in any longer. It is beautiful. It is. Sorry, I was trying not to sneeze. My apologies. It's on the back of the ship, first of all, which is great. The front of the ship gets very breezy and a lot of wind comes up over it. It is on the back of the ship. It is huge, absolutely huge. I think 250, 300 people could be out there easily. The pool is very deep. You've got a wonderful bar. John, who was staying up there this week, said there's so much crew walking around. In fact, they get mad at you if you get up and go to the bar. They're like, we'll take care of the bar. We got you. They're starting to do programming up there now. So I believe last night they were doing silent disco in the sanctuary, just for the sanctuary guests. They are on sea days. They're thinking about bringing in like guitar players and musicians, things like that. So they want that space to be more than, it's just a spa during the day. They want to start doing some programming at night up there as well. I met one of the managers. Actually, I believe he's one of the executives, is what John told me, from the home offices. We had a long conversation about the sanctuary versus the retreat. Now, here's the big reason. And I personally think if they get this onto a lot of their ships in the fleet, this could be a retreat, not a retreat killer, but you're certainly going to think twice about the Celebrity Retreat versus Princess, the Sanctuary Club. So the Celebrity Retreat, you get the Retreat Sun Deck, you're going to get Michael's Lounge, you're going to get the Lumine Restaurant, and you're going to get the Wi-Fi and the drinks package included, what they call all included. That's what you're going to get. On the Sun Princess, you're going to get gratuities, your full drink package, the unlimited drink package, unlimited drinks, unlimited drink package. You're going to get the unlimited specialty dining, so you can eat at every single restaurant as often as you want, except Loved by Brito. That does include Alfredo's Pizzeria and O'Malley's. You're going to get Wi-Fi for 4 devices. You get reserved seating in the theater. You have unlimited photo download, plus I believe you can get 3 prints made. You've got the juices, the unlimited juices. You have the unlimited premium desserts. Something else that I'm missing, so the whole package, plus you get, the sanctuary space up there, which is unbelievable. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to share it with you. I shot some video. I'll probably post it tomorrow on TikTok. So when you put the Celebrity Retreat against the Princess Sanctuary and look at all the perks that come with both, Sanctuary just blows it out of the water. Now, will you like the Princess experience as much as you do Celebrity? Well, that's totally up to you. But just on paper, the Princess Sanctuary Club just blows away the Celebrity Retreat in terms of what's included. I'm going to be very interested to see, as Princess, we know it's going to roll out. We know the Star's going to have it. And I believe sooner than later, the Royal class is going to have the Sanctuary Club. And I am willing to bet, that the Royal class within 2 years, if not all of them, most of them will have the Sanctuary Club because it's such a great package. It's going to be interesting to see if Celebrity has to answer at all, because they're really not giving you all that much when you look at what Princess is giving you. And by the way, for those of you who have never checked out Princess Plus gives you more than just about everything out there too. You're paying $60 a day for Princess Plus, and how many of you are paying over $60 a day just for a drink package on another cruise line? And that's all you get. You get drinks. You don't get any meals. You don't get the Wi-Fi. You don't get the gratuities. You don't get the desserts. All the things that you get with the Plus. So, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Alex, how was Princess Cays Island? So, the interesting thing is, as we were, up until we got there, we were planning to go over. And then once we got there, we're like, it's a beach. It's a beautiful beach. It's a really nice beach. But it's a tender ride to get over there. And we just decided, we're just going to stay on the ship and then make it a ship day. Which I will say, just unofficially, unscientifically, I would say at least half the ship stayed on here. And number one, it's a brand spanking new ship. We haven't seen this ship yet. It has amazing pools upstairs. It has an amazing spa. It has so much going on. So I'm sure that played into it with a lot of people too, is that, look, this is a new ship. I want to, really see everything. It was literally our first day on the ship. So So we did not get off at Princess Cays. We decided to stay on the ship this time. But it's a beautiful island. Like, it is literally just a beautiful island over there. It will be very interesting to see. Princess Cays is now going to be the only island left that doesn't have a dock. Once Norwegian gets their dock built, and then Holland America is building their dock. And if you saw my video, Princess Cays is right next to Disney's Lookout Cay, which, as we know, has a dock. We went right, in fact, we could have pulled up to the dock if we wanted to. We literally went right by it. We could have docked at Disney's Lookout Cay or Lookout Point or Lookout, whatever that thing is. I get so confused what they call it. But we were less than a quarter mile away from the Disney dock. So if they put a dock in there, I'll do it. As Cindy says, if you do the Princess Premier, you might win a Premier prize. So what happens is, when you have Princess Premier, every time you open your door, because we've got these things on. So your door unlocks when you're one stateroom away from your stateroom. It is so cool. You're just walking up to your door, boom, it's unlocked when you get there. And that's really great. Like, if you got things in your hand and you don't have to get the card out or anything, the door just unlocks as you approach it. But then if you have Princess Premier on the screen, they have Princess prizes. And so far, all we've seen is better luck next time. But Cindy won a chef's table dinner just by opening her door. Every time you open your door, you have a chance at Princess prizes when you're with Princess Premier. And she won, easily $100 per person meal. I'm not exactly sure what it is, if it's like $125, $150 per person. But she won a chef's table dinner for two just by opening her stateroom door. How cool is that? Cindy, you're like the first person I know that actually won. I think that is so incredibly cool. I absolutely love that so much. When I first came on the ship, it felt like it was too big. It just felt like it was missing something. I think what is really missing is that the ship is just so big, you don't get as much personal touch around here. However, the baristas know me very well. I have been getting a lot of coffee at Coffee Current. Little secret between you and me, don't tell anybody else. But Coffee Current down on deck 7 usually has a very short line, whereas the International Cafe up on deck 9, I've seen it like 20 and 30 deep. And I just walk right up to Coffee Current and get a coffee. Don't tell anybody I told you that, because we want to keep that just between us. I want Coffee Current to stay nice and quiet. It has grown on me now. Some people are asking me about the Star Princess in Alaska. I personally would not book this ship for Alaska. It's really big. Princess has really good ships in Alaska. My two favorites to book are the Sapphire Princess and either the Coral or the Island Princess, whichever of the two is up there. They're smaller ships. Smaller is better in Alaska. One, the ports are small, and two, just getting off the ship. This ship, we're sailing at over 4,100 people on this. This ship is sold out. There's over 4,100 people on this sailing. I will say the ship does not feel crowded. The worst place on this ship in terms of crowd is the retail. The retail is so narrow. And then they're like, oh, we're going to have a sale. Let's put stuff out into the hallway. So we get a narrow hallway, and then they're putting more stuff out there. That's actually the worst choke point. But the ship spreads out everybody so well that there is plenty of room. Now, the performance venues are small. The Princess Arena is small. I'm guessing around between 700 and 900 people in there. Now, this is a ship with over 4,000. So Princess Premier comes in big in the Princess Arena, because there's a whole section of seats that are reserved just for Princess Premier. In the Dome, they do not do any kind of reservation for Premier, so that's why we really haven't gone up there, because I just don't want to wait that long. I understand the show is really, really good. We just haven't done it. So, is the coffee included in the Plus plan? Absolutely it is. I know what you're referencing. You're referencing Norwegian Cruise Line. Princess Plus includes your coffees. Yes, you can go to any of the coffee bars, get yourself a coffee. When you go to the Princess Premier, that ups it, and you can start adding a few more things to it. But yes, you can get your specialty coffee all day long, because it's included, as are the gratuities. More at sea is more than it used to be, but it's still not even close. They're literally, look at everybody else's packages before you go into the luxury. There, you get more on Princess than you even do on Virgin Voyages. I mean, everybody knows that Virgin Voyages has a lot going on. But the one thing that Virgin Voyages does not have is a drinks package. And that is included with Princess. And, there's just so much included with Princess Plus. It makes me wonder how they're making money. I mean, nobody else is doing it. So clearly Princess has latched on to something. They're doubling down on it. Now they're saying, hey, Princess Premier is unlimited. Go for it. Do anything you want. I mean, go for it. Obviously they're making money on it. So everybody pretty much buys their stuff from the same thing. Princess is a Carnival corporation. So their operating expenses are going to be probably similar to Holland America's. More expensive probably than Carnival, but the thing about the Carnival Corporation is they have buying power, so a lot of the vendors and the supplies and everything that are purchased for Princess, for Holland America, and for all the other Carnival brands are a lot of times purchased under that Carnival Corporation umbrella. So everybody's working with the same stuff. So if Princess can do it, other cruise lines can do an all-inclusive. And I'm hoping to see more cruise lines start to say, okay, how can we make this a more or less, all-inclusive cruise? When you're on Princess with the Premier package, you essentially have an all-inclusive cruise except the excursion. You got to pay for the excursion. Everything on board the ship is pretty well taken care of. Oh, and the spa. Of course, you're going to have to pay for the spa. But most everything else is, is included. So for those of you who are tired of diming, and if you're tired of paying $60 or more per day just buy drinks, well, look at for $60 gratuities, Wi-Fi, drinks, desserts, casual meals, unlimited juices, and some other stuff that I'm blanking on. So a lot of really good stuff. And of course, you get the medallion shipped to your house for free. And these are personalized, by the way. It has mine on it. It has the ship and the date. And what I just learned is you can just pay it, as of right now, it's only $5 extra. You can get custom, well, not custom, but you can get variations that are not the Sea Witch, including, this is what I'm going to start doing now, you can get the ship. There is the logo of the ship. So one of our friends has the Sun Princess logo on hers. So now when I go on Princess ships, I'm going to order the logo of the ship because these are slightly magnetic. You can put these on the fridge at the end of your cruise. So these become a keepsake when the cruise is over because you cannot use them again. So I'm going to start getting, I wish I'd have known, I didn't pay enough attention to it, but I'm going to start getting the logos of the ships on my ocean medallions moving forward. So I'm really excited about that. So Eric, you switched from NCL Fast Plus. That's right, because you were loving that whole Plus package. I still don't understand why Norwegian got rid of the Plus. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess they know what they're doing. So okay, yeah, we've got Eric booked. I think you're coming with us to Hawaii on the Emerald Princess, which should be a lot of fun. Emerald is certainly an older ship. She is not a brand spanking new ship like this one is. I would love to get everybody on a Royal class ship or higher. I really would. I would just love to get you guys on one of those, just because those to me are like the perfect big princess ship. And then I think my favorite princess ship, really, I love the Sky Princess, but I just love the Island and the Coral. They're just little guys. They're just really, really nice. I really, really enjoy those. Oh, man, I've been going about an hour. Are there any other questions, guys? Cindy, you've been enjoying the Princess Plus and not having to worry about the extra charges. I know, it's so nice, right? And, you just walk up, you grab a coffee, you walk up and grab a drink. I do drink more when I've got a package like the Princess Plus, but I still don't drink a ton. I mean, last night having 4 glasses of Chianti during the Darios, that's totally weird for me. But it just seemed to fit the mood, We were having a grand, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. It was great hanging out with Benny, I think Benny and Judy, and then we had Zach and Mindy. Rebecca did not come. Look, if you are a vegetarian, they do make a vegetarian meal in Darios because they want to be inclusive for everybody. don't go to Dario's. Okay, if you are a vegetarian, let your meat lover go to Dario's. You go to Sabatini's or go to the teppanyaki. Just go someplace where you're going to get a good meal that you're going to enjoy rather than, oh, let's get the vegetarian meal at the meat place. That's just my advice. That's why Rebecca didn't even come. Rebecca went off, and I think she did the buffet last night and just went and got, whatever she wanted. But if you're a vegetarian, I would not recommend going in the Dario because it's a meat market. I mean, that's what it is. The whole show is about meat, and it's a really good show, and it's all of that. But go get yourself something that you really want to eat versus sitting there around all these people who are eating, all parts of the cow. To go find something. I would go to Sabatini's or I would go to teppanyaki personally. Or if you eat seafood, you also have the sushi joint down there as well. So for those of you just tuning in, if you're wondering who I am and where I am, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. Currently sitting on the promenade on the all-new Sun Princess. I know you can't tell because it's rather dark, but there are balconies and everything that back there behind me. I am sitting right behind the Sphere on the starboard side. So if once I walk in this door, I'll be right going into the piazza. The piazza. So, Alex, how's the buffet? I think it's rather good. It's not amazing. I think that if I'm being totally honest, I think the buffet, the selection and the quality was better on the Sky Princess. I mean, if I'm being just absolutely honest, and you guys know that I'm always honest. But what I love about this one is that it is served. We do not grab the food ourselves. There is some grab and go. There's some areas where you can open the door and you grab a bowl of this or you grab a bowl of that. But no tongs, no digging in, nobody grabbing stuff with their hands. The cruise serves you, and I love that. I wish every freaking cruise buffet would switch to served because it just seems like it has gotten worse on cruise. It doesn't matter which ship you're on. I've seen it on the luxury cruise lines. I've seen it on the family cruise line. I've seen it on every cruise line. Just people that's like grabbing at stuff or tongs falling on the floor and then they pick them up and just put them right back up. It's just, everything looks so much cleaner. Everything looks so much more delicious because they're keeping it clean back there and then they're serving us. So I would say the variety on the buffet is fabulous. Some of the stuff I've had, some of it's been good, some of it's been meh. But yeah, I really love the layout of it. And then you've got the Americana Diner right behind that where they serve a lot of comfort food. They serve breakfast all day. So if you're a Brinner kind of guy or a Brinner kind of gal, you can go get Brinner in the Americana Diner. You can get your omelet, you can get your waffles at night. So yeah, you can go to town on that. So I really do like the buffet. Aaron, can I talk a little bit about our Butcher's Block experience? I'm definitely going to be showing you the Butcher's Block experience when I edit it. So it's interesting. We saw a couple of couples leave during the day. I don't know what they were expecting. So Dario's Butcher Block is not a steakhouse. You're not going to go in there and say, oh, I'm going to order from a menu of steaks, and he's going to bring me a steak. That's not how it works. It is a journey through the cow, and there's 6 parts to it. Just the meat. Starting with when you walk in, there is a crostini with some lard actually spread on it like butter. And then you're given a little glass of Chianti to start with. So that is like the appetizer when you first walk in. And then what did we have for appetizer? I'm trying to remember. So he brought some beans. First thing he brought out, oh my God, I had way too much Chianti. But what basically happens is the head chef or the head, I don't know what he would be, maybe he's the head butcher. He starts telling us the story about all the cuts of meat that he's going to use. So first we did the tomahawk steak, and he came out, he brought out the tomahawk steaks, he shows us, he's telling us the story about the tomahawk, and where it comes from, and this, that, and the other. And by the way, your placemat shows you where all 6 pieces of meat are coming from. It's actually kind of cool. It's got all the cuts of the cow, and it shows you on the placemat where your 6 items are going to come from. And as they cook the food, they come around and serve you little slices of everything. So we had we had the tomahawk steak. I think we had a fillet area. I don't even remember all the cuts we had, but we had like 5 or 6 different, we had 6 different areas from the cow that we ate. And they just keep bringing out, a little bit at a time, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but by the time you're done, you've eaten well over a steak's worth of meat, and it's a lot. And at one point, they're like, dude, you want the tomahawk bone? Yeah. So it's like this huge bone, like caveman style, that I was just eating. So that was really cool. So if you go in there expecting a steakhouse, you're going to be disappointed. If you go in there knowing that it's going to be a journey and you may or may not learn things about the cow that you didn't know before, it's really good. And the butter was amazing. The salt that they had at the table was amazing. So it's an experience. It's not a steakhouse. If you're going in for a steakhouse, that might have been why those people left, because they just didn't like the whole experience idea of it. But that's what it is. It's an experience. It's more of a show than it is a steakhouse. It's really good. Kurt is saying that the Crown Grill tonight was amazing. So if you want a traditional steakhouse, that's where you go, the Crown Grill. I had a ridiculous meal at the Crown Grill on the Sky Princess. It was absolutely amazing. And because I knew I was doing Dario's on this ship, I decided not to do Crown Grill because I got my fill of steak last night. Oh my God, it was so much steak. So much steak. I don't even know what I ate because did I tell you that I had 4 glasses of Chianti? I had 4 glasses of Chianti. It was way too much. The waiter was having a great time. In fact, I saw him. The server was up here a little while ago, and he was still laughing about last night. But it was really good. It was really enjoyable. Yes, Aaron, it could be your kind of place. I mean, if you just go in there and enjoy, again, if you're going in as a couple, do not sit by yourself. Do not sit by yourself. This is family style. Pass things around. They pass things around. Request a table of 6. At least 4. If you're just sitting by yourself, you just talk. Trust me, this is a dinner that is more fun with other people, especially people that maybe you've just met and you're experiencing it together and chatting and getting to know each other. That's the whole thing about an Italian table. Italian tables is where we meet one another, it's where we get to know each other. And Dario's is no exception. Dario's, I think, is better experience with new friends. So if you're going to Dario's and you're a couple, just ask for a table for 6. I think you're going to have a lot more fun. Kurt, does the Crown Grill have tomahawks? Yeah, they sure do. That is going to be an extra charge, though. Like if you had the Princess Premier, I'm all but certain the tomahawk is not included in that. Just like anything else, even though Princess Premier is unlimited dining, there's always going to be things that are still going to be beyond what's included. So be prepared for that. Same thing with the drinks and stuff like that. Yeah, this ship, I'll tell you what, if you like to eat, I think you're going to have a good time on this ship. I think some of the biggest issues that people have had, and I think it's the reason why we had an issue on our dinner, it's just because so much of the crew turned over when it came to the States, and we're on the second revenue sailing here in the States. So yeah, it's almost like the ship launching again. So there have been some technical issues. The app went completely out on the first day, and all of the dining systems were affected on the first day too. Oh well, things happen, you're on a cruise ship, things can happen. Oh my gosh, so I should just go ahead and get myself totally upset, or I should just sit here and enjoy the fact that I'm on a cruise ship that is going through the ocean smoothly as butter. Not smoothly as butter on that first day though. Ooh boy, that day coming out from Fort Lauderdale, the ship was rocking. Not as much as Stephanie though. Go to Stephanie's Instagram feed and check out how much her ship was rocking when they started the transatlantic. She had drawers opening and closing. She had doors opening and closing. So yeah, Stephanie was rocking on the transatlantic. We were shaking. We were definitely shaking. I was surprised at how much the ship was moving. But I mean, hey folks, we're in the open water. Doesn't matter how big the ship is. When we're out in the open water and things get to moving, we have some folks who are on their very, very first cruise, and they were getting a little nervous. They were like, whoa, we didn't know the ship was going to move that much. And they were on deck 9. Thankfully, they were on deck 9, which is where I'm sitting. By the way, the Cabana mini suites and the Cabana sun deck is actually right here on deck 9. It's going back that way. Or is it going forward? Now I can't remember. It actually may be on the other side. I get myself turned around all the time. But we checked out one of the Cabana mini suites. I will be showing you that soon as well. But just beautiful with that private sun deck and all of that out there. She really is a beautiful ship. So if you're looking for something along the lines of, say, the Celebrity Edge, without going on the Celebrity Edge class, you could certainly be looking at the Sun Princess. The only downside to her, there's only one. Only one. So right now, she's doing 7-night Eastern, Western Caribbean. That's it. She's going back to back. And it's just the same itinerary, you know, an ABC Island or at least some different Eastern Westerns. It's just literally doing the same thing over and over and over. So if you do a 14-day, you're going to be good. You're going to do the back-to-back. If you do a 21-day, well, then you're going to repeat one of the itineraries. So, but she's a ship that you could easily do a back-to-back 14 days and not see everything. So when is the Star coming out? The Star comes out next year? Well, she's going to be in Alaska in 26. So I think the Star comes out either the end of next year or the beginning of 26. I'm blanking right now. If someone else can maybe look that up, but I'm blanking. Again, I would not necessarily recommend the Star for Alaska. I've had clients reaching out to me to take the Star to Alaska, the Star Princess. I just think it's a little big. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a beautiful ship for Alaska because it is so outward facing and there's so much glass. Like I could see sitting in the piazza and looking at the glaciers outside because I don't want to get cold, so I'll sit in here. So that is really nice, but it's a big ship. So the Star's either coming at late 25 or early 26, but she's definitely going to Alaska starting in May, I believe, of 2026. So yeah, and from what we understand, they're already starting to make some tweaks. Supposedly O'Malley's is going to get 35 more seats, which you really need because you can't get into O'Malley's. It's very difficult to get in there. And I don't know what else they're going to do. Obviously, all the restaurants are going to be where they are now. I don't know if they're going to introduce any other restaurants or do anything differently. Like, we don't know, like, if Dario's will be on there as well or it won't be. I kind of hope they mix it up a little bit so it's not the exact same restaurant on both, you know, so that you have a reason to go on both ships. Just like Virgin Voyages is learning now. Maybe they shouldn't have made 4 identical ships. Maybe they should have made them slightly different. So all 4 are now going to be tweaked. Virgin Voyages will now have 4 somewhat unique ships. Razzle Dazzle will now be unique on all 4 ships when they come out of dry dock. So Scarlet Lady is going to have the Lucky Lotus, which will be an Asian-inspired Razzle Dazzle menu. And then the other 3 will learn as they go into dry dock. Supposedly each Razzle Dazzle will be different. So that'll be a good start. Plus they're adding more suites. You can never have enough suites on a ship. So all right, so I've been, is my audio cutting in and out again? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish it wasn't, but I've been going for over an hour. Ooh, let's move over a little bit, shall we? Come on over here. Maybe if I get out of the wind. There we go. I'll just put that over there. I'll sit here in a more normal chair. Let's get this and put that like that. Oh, how's that? Is that any better? Is that any better? Y'all gonna have to let me know because I don't have my usual audio technician listening in. Rebecca is playing trivia somewhere, I think, or maybe the trivia is over. So I'll go for a little bit longer if anybody's got any other questions or I don't know if it's going to be Razzle Dazzle Teppanyaki. It's going to be the Lucky Lotus, so it's going to be Asian inspired. I have no idea if it's actually going to be teppanyaki. I would be surprised if they did that. I mean, maybe they are, but I don't know if they're going to do a teppanyaki because they would have to bring in all those griddles and completely reconfigure it. Whereas if they just simply bring out a new menu, they can just redecorate it and still have the kitchen in the back. So I would be very surprised if it turned into a teppanyaki. Not to say that it won't happen. Brilliant Lady could, because Brilliant Lady hasn't even come out yet. So you could see something like that. And in fact, I'm kind of surprised that they're not doing anything to Brilliant. I guess we'll have to stay tuned and see what they do with Brilliant Lady. Will they change her before she even comes out, or will they wait until she does the season? I don't know. Yeah, I think the wind was cutting my microphone out, even though I've got the gerbil up top here. I think the wind was doing something there. So now you get a nice look out there at the. So this is the outdoor seating. for the promenade. So there's seating that goes all the way down, all the way down. If you kept walking back along this, you would walk into the eatery, and then there's an outdoor grill, there's outdoor ice cream, there's outdoor pizza, there's an outdoor bar on this deck on both sides. And then all the way to the very, very, very back, you would walk into the Americana Diner, which they all have outdoor seating. And then finally, you would walk down to where the infinity pool is in the very, 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 very back. So that's where I am. I'm on the promenade, which is deck 9 of the Sun Princess. So yeah, I'm just trying to do it. You know, I try to be respectful that other people are on vacation, which is why you see me set up in places where there isn't anybody. Plus, it's quieter out here than being inside. So that's one of the reasons why I set up in places where you don't see people, because I like to try to be respectful. You know, people are on vacation. They don't necessarily want to be in a live video, and I totally respect that. Some people are like, well, you're in a public space. Technically, you're not in a public space. You're actually on a private vessel owned by Princess Cruises, where they make all the rules. And so if they wanted to shut you down, they could shut you down. So I just try to be respectful of people being on vacation. And, you know, if you see somebody filming and you'd rather not be on camera, you can politely go ask and say, would you mind not pointing that in this general direction? And I have had people do that. I've had guests do that. I've had officers do that. I've had crew do that. And my answer is always yes, absolutely. I will not point it in your direction. So you try to be respectful. Benny, how you doing, man? The ship is amazing. Hey, Sue and Phil, how you doing? Yes, we're having time. Oh, thank you, Kurt. The group is great. Oh, thank you so much. This really is. I'm telling you, folks, we've just had an amazing group. For Thanksgiving last year on the Valiant Lady, we had an awesome group of people. This group, I'm so sorry, Valiant Lady people, this group is even better. I'm so looking forward to our Alaska group coming up in June. And Valentine's Day, we're going to have over 100 people. Between myself and another travel agent, we have over 100 people. I think maybe actually closer to 150 people coming on the Margaritaville Islander. So that should be an absolute hoot. Plus, we're going to have Tony and Jenny B on there. So, but yeah, Benny is so big, you tried to find me and you couldn't. So Benny, I am on deck 9, starboard side, right outside the sphere, right behind the sphere. I said that I was back by the Americana Diner. I got myself all turned around. I'm actually forward. So if you came all the way up to just about the sphere, I'm right in the front of the eatery. So I'm looking at, if I look in this window, there's the eatery right next to me, and then there's a door right in front of me. So that's where I am, Benny. You can bring your trumpet out. You can play some live trumpet. That would be awesome. So yeah. So Benny, I'm outside front of the eatery is where I am on the starboard side. So you can't see the 2026, 2027 itinerary. They may be posted tomorrow, but I've got a notification. I have access to them all right now. I haven't looked at it yet. I saw the notice come through. I want to say, Alex, like November 6th or something like that seems to stick in my head. That's the date that they will go on sale to the general public. If you have already sailed on Princess, the 2026-2027 West Coast itineraries will go on sale. I want to say Halloween Day is when they're going to go on sale if you have sailed on Princess. So Alex has been asking about the 2026-2027 itineraries. So yeah, that's when they're going to go on sale for Princess. And don't forget that we have a Hawaii cruise on the Emerald Princess. Now there's going to be 10 sea days, 5 sea days going out, 5 sea days coming back. That's an older ship. That is a Crown class. I don't know if it's officially a Crown class ship, but she's basically the same thing as the Crown Princess. They don't really have a lot of classes for the smaller ships. It's like really with the Royal ship, that's when they really started saying, oh, this is the Royal class. But Crown class kind of encompasses, I believe, the Crown, the Emerald, maybe the Ruby. Yeah, they're great ships. They're classic ships. They're great ships. Certainly not as big as this one. It's going to be about half the size of this one, so that's going to be really different. But you know, we're starting to get used to this going on the Azamara journey for Christmas. That's only going to be 700 passengers. So it is kind of cool, you know, cruising all of these various ships. But yeah, so the Sun Princess has grown on me. When the first couple of days, I was like, I like the Royal Class more, and in some ways, I still like the Royal Class more. I think the shows were better on the Sky Princess, but you know, I think they still got things to work out. You know, they made a big deal over the fact that they were going to have 4 original shows and all of this stuff going on in the Princess Arena, but it ain't going on right now. Right now, you've got one show, which is La Musica, and then there's like some Elvis thing that was happening. And that was just, you know, I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed by the shows because I'm very used to Princess having, you know, original Broadway style shows. That's what I'm used to. And the Sky Princess 7-night cruise, it did 3 shows, 3 original shows. And we're just not getting that here. However, what's been really impressive is that piazza. A piazza is used so well on this ship with so many things going on. They even had the one performer, the guy who's a juggler, they had him doing a show in there one night. But they've been doing all kinds of game shows and all kinds of stuff on there. Oh, Alex, you don't have enough PTO. I'm so sorry. Come to Hawaii. You know, the dome, you know what my other disappointment is on this ship? And I'm telling you, I love this ship. I will totally come on this ship. I will be selling the heck out of this ship. I think everybody should come on here, but now I know what to tell you guys. That might be a little different. On the Sky Princess, I fell in love with the Good Spirits Bar. Just love the Good Spirits Bar. And they're just really good drinks, great bartenders. It was right in the piazza, so the piazza was right behind you. You know, you're sitting facing the bar, the piazza is right behind you, everything going on in there. And in here, they decided to make it its own bar. And I thought, oh, that's going to be great. It's got its own space, you know. It looks kind of like a speakeasy kind of a thing. And what they do is they do a show like every hour on the hour. Almost every hour on the hour. But it's kind of a hokey thing. It's like a 20-minute kind of hokey, like they're trying so hard to do comedy. And it's supposed to be, you know, somewhat of a high-end craft bar. It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like they're trying to do shtick. And I did have a great pumpkin drink in there, which was great. It was a fabulous drink. But the bar isn't a place I want to hang out in because they keep doing this. They keep trying to be funny and doing these shows. I was a little disappointed by that. But will I come on this ship again? Holy crap, yeah. This ship's friggin' amazing. I am so glad we went with the cove balcony. Oh my God, am I so glad we went with the cove balcony. It is such a cool experience to be that close to the waterline. Oh, and wait till you see the footage I have. I got the pilot. I got the pilot leaving the ship in Fort Lauderdale. I got the pilot coming on in, I believe, San Juan. I was rolling all the way up until we docked into San Juan. So I had a front row seat to the pilot, and if by any chance I'm up early enough in Fort Lauderdale, we'll have a front row seat, I believe, to the pilot coming on board. So that's been really cool. But the you know, the pools up top are absolutely stonking beautiful. The screen is massive. They did a really nice job with that screen. They had all the football games on. They've had some great movies going on up there, some good trivia during the day. But they've got all kinds of fun stuff going on up there. And then, of course, the infinity pool in the back, I don't know who thinks it's a good idea to have the infinity pool where we can see into it from the inside, you know, like we're looking at the at everybody's legs when you're sitting there on deck 9 or deck 8. It's on deck 8. So, you know, you're sitting there having a drink and we're just staring at everybody's legs in the infinity pool. I don't mind the infinity part on the outside, you know, where the water is, which is where it should be, right? But I'm not a big fan of the infinity on the inside. I think on the inside it should just be, you know, an opaque wall. There's no reason to see it from the inside. So that part is a little odd. It's a nice pool. You do have to climb up to get to it, to go down into it. I think the pool, I'm really enjoying the pools up on the main deck, up on the Lido deck, and of course all that food they have. There's just so much food on this ship. That is included with your cruise fare. So Quinn the juggling comedian was fantastic. That's awesome, Benny. They've had some pretty good guest acts on the ship as well. One thing I love. I love the new Crooners bar on this here. You guys have been on a Princess ship, you know, the Crooners bar. That is your piano bar. and it's usually somewhat of a tight space, squeezed into an area. Well, the crooner's bar takes up the whole side of deck 9, 8, deck 9, deck 8 or 9. But it's the whole side of the sphere, of the piazza. It's a really big space. And the other thing that's been really impressive too is the sound system. It's just fabulous. Wherever you are in the piazza, like if the piano player is going in crooners, you're going to hear crooners. If the band is playing down in the piazza, you're going to hear the band. It's piped into the whole piazza, and it sounded. There was a jazz band playing the other day in crooners. It was a house band doing a jazz set, and I was downstairs getting some coffee, and I'm like, man, this is a really good live recording. I heard the applause. I heard everything. I mean, this is a really good live recording. And then I came up the stairs. I'm like, oh, they're live. They're actually playing right here in crooners. So the live music has been fabulous on the ship, and the sound has been fabulous on the ship. Even in the Princess Arena, it wasn't overdriven. Nothing has been overdriven. It's been a really clean, crisp sound throughout the ship. That was one of the things that we love about Virgin Voyages. They do an amazing job with their sound. Well, Princess has caught on, and everything sounds great on the ship. It really does. So it's just, it's little things like that you really start to notice, and just how clean and crisp it all is. So folks, I've been doing this for about an hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I might pop up again live tomorrow. I might do a live on TikTok tomorrow before we come home. But Sunday morning, we will be live at 10:30 Eastern time. We'll have a lot more to talk about on the Sun Princess. I just wanted to pop up in case you all had any questions while we're here. So I thank you for popping in. I thank you so much for our support. We are celebrating 2 years of Where's Walter Travel on this cruise. Officially, October 22nd was 2 years for us. We are one of the top agents already at KHM Travel Group, our host agency, so we thank you all for your support. And of course, if there's anything we can do to help you with your travels, cruise, land, luxury, or expedition, just reach out. where'swaltertravel.com. So thanks so much for popping in, guys, on the Sun Princess. And we'll see you guys real soon. Like Sunday. Yay. Have a good night, everybody. See if I can get this. Okay, there we go. Have a good night, all.